Alright, so we're continuing. I just said bye from the previous video, so now we're continuing on to the next episode of Lacuna. I really want to finish this. So, yeah, we have news to download. We have a couple of news to read, so let's start with that. We already know what Diaz looks like, so now we're just gonna read some news. Who is Joseph Banny? Garian Gazette, article by Miko Baron, dated 1840-0504. Everybody knows Joseph Andrew Banny as one of the figureheads in the push for Jovian independence, but what kind of person is he in private? What are his fears and concerns, his goals and needs? The Garian Gazette had a peek behind the curtain. Banny was born in the late 1700s in New Joran when his father started a new job in the mines of Sector 2. His family moved to Jovia, and after barely surviving its deadly collapse, relocated again to Sector 1. In interviews and public discussions, Banny often emphasizes the exploitation his family has suffered at the hand of its colonial rulers. Like many other Savian families, he says, they always struggled to make ends meet despite working hard and long hours. Banny usually fails to mention the Garian grant for Jovian talents that enabled him to study law and ultimately kicked off his career in politics. In an interview with Jovia Today, Banny declared that securing a better future for his own and all Jovian children was his ultimate goal. He has two college-aged sons, Harris and Tim, from his first wife, and a 2-year-old daughter with his new, much younger wife, Lisa Lacoste, who he met as an advisor on his legal team. A few months ago, however, rumors of yet another relationship crisis began to spread when Banny was spotted multiple times in inappropriately private settings with his secretary, Miss Larin. Okay, my eyebrows kind of I raised my eyebrow on that. Okay, yeah, I think the secretary was very I took note that the secretary was very familiar with Banny. She used his first name instead of Mr. Banny, which maybe nothing, maybe just, their thing. They've been working for a long time already. Like before I had the boss that I in the beginning of our kind of working relationship, I would say Mr. or Miss because I was working for three people back then. Then I would call them Mr. or Miss, and then after a few months, I think I was calling them with their first name. So it can happen. It can happen, and they just have a working relationship. So until we have more evidence, we'll just keep it as a working relationship. Wealth gap increase shows no sign of st- How do I? Okay, no signs of stopping, maybe? Okay, The Centrist, article by Amy Mandel. A new study at the Institute for Planetary Equality has concluded that both the wealth and income gaps between Gara's rich and poor has further increased since a similar study was published 5 years ago. The disparity between upper and lower layer citizens in Gara's center districts is especially striking. In 1834, ground level inhabitants made on average approximately 20% of an upper's income, which decreased further into a little over 15% last year. The problem is only amplified by the accelerating gentrification process that is making affordable living space increasingly hard to come by in parts of the lower layers. Those who can afford to stay are often there by choice rather than necessity. A mix of artists, surveillance skeptics, academics, and other small groups for whom the lower layers are their preferred living space. This is not to say that life for uppers is always easy. The study has also shown that the increasing disparities in CEO pay to worker pay, 400 to 1, average percent of income that goes to average percentage of income that goes to rent, 40%, and other metrics affect virtually all parts of society. Okay. Well, they don't really have to rent a property that is exorbitantly expensive. But, anyways. Hello, everybody. What's up? How's the highlight? Yeah. Get Saito. Saito. Hey Neil. Hi Saito. It's good to see you. This case really has me on edge. Yeah, me too. The chief wanted me to tell you that we invited two special guests. They're waiting for you in the conference room upstairs. Who? Why? The CEOs of Milex and Dyson Enterprises. Oh. they had dinner with Banny right before he was shot. Damn damn. Milex and Dyson, as in probably the biggest mining companies in the world. Honestly, you probably don't even need to say mining for that to be accurate. Holy hell. Wish someone had told me earlier. I'm not exactly prepared for this. Sorry, I just got word from the chief. That reminds me, he also wants to talk to you after you've questioned them. Alright, thanks for letting me know. Talk to the CEOs. Good morning, gentlemen. I am Agent Neil Conrad. The music suddenly changed. What's going on? Okay. Dyson. Good morning, Mr. Conrad. Abbott Dyson. Dyson Enterprises. Good morning. Dan Kim. Milix. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's get right to the point then. I have a busy day ahead of me. Yes, of course. The two of you had dinner with Mr. Banny last night, correct? Yes. And you're aware of what happened after he left? We were just told. It's terrible. It's a tragedy. Our upcoming negotiations with Banny were of utmost importance to our relationship with Jovia. Not that you had any real interest in negotiating. What are you implying? I'm not implying anything. I'm saying very clearly that you only stand to gain from this tragedy. With Banny dead, any real hope for Jovian independence goes out the window, which means we maintain the status quo where you already have all you want. That's preposterous. Was I or was I not at the negotiating table? If everything had been hunky-dory, I would have stayed on Milan. That doesn't change the fact... Okay, this is Dyson. Sorry, I was just... Okay, this is Dyson. That doesn't change the fact that the only ones who will suffer from this will once again be the Drovian people. Kim. Oh, come on, as if you give a damn about the Drovian people. The only aspect of Drovian independence you care about is your prospect of selling Tylanium to whoever you want. Okay, you're competitors. This is a difficult situation, I get it. I'm mostly interested in last night. Let me think. Did Banny seem paranoid? Did Banny have enemies? What was the dinner about? Did Banny seem paranoid? Did Mr. Banny seem strange last night? Maybe on edge or paranoid? No, but I'd never met him before, so I wouldn't know what he's normally like. What about you, Mr. Dyson? I knew him quite well. We traveled here from Jovia on the same ship. He behaved normally last night, I would say. I see. Let me think. Did Banny have enemies, or what was the dinner about? If you don't mind me asking, why were you at the dinner with him in the first place? The mining business is an important pillar of the system-wide economy. We talk to politicians sometimes. So it was a lobbying thing? And was it just the three of you? Just the three of us and our staff. I wouldn't say lobbying necessarily. Really, more of a social event, says Kim. Of course, you sometimes talk business at those. Neil, I imagine you do. So were there important business things to talk about? Dyson said, we mostly saved those for the trade summit, which I suppose will be cut short now without its protagonist. I see. Let me think. Did Banny have enemies? This is Dyson. Anyone who stands to gain from maintaining the status quo, I suppose. Kim. Oh yeah? Or maybe anyone who is happy that all of Jovia will be really riled up over this. There was no real chance they would have gotten their independence from these negotiations anyway. But maybe now they'll revolt and just take it. Ever thought about that? Dyson. I don't think much about conspiracy theories. No. Neil. Nobody concrete? Maybe someone disgruntled or someone who overtly threatened him. Dyson. No, to be fair, veiled threats are much more common in politics anyway. Neil, any veiled threats then? None that I'm aware of, says Dyson. Kim, me neither, agreed Kim. Neil, I see. Alright, thank you for your time. Could you give me your cell contacts? I might need to get back to you in case I have more questions. Kim, why not? Dyson, of course. There you go. Ooh. So cool. So cute. Okay, we're done here. Now we need to go to the chief. Where are you, chief? Okay, so I'm not going here. Kind of tell me where I need to go. Here? Oh, here. Chief. Agent Conrad, good morning. Good morning, Chief. Saito told me you wanted to talk to me. I do. Let's not beat around the bush. Agent Long informed me about your suspicion that a hostile power recently tried to get close to me. Do you have any reliable proof for that? I didn't mean to expose you, or I have some testimonies. I have some testimonies that point to it. That is, if you were the client after all. I found a girl named Lila tied up in her apartment. She works for the Lotus Escort Agency. She was going to meet a man named Liam Campbell 2 days ago. And that's why I thought, you know, I'll save you the headache. Yes, I am the client. What makes you think a hostile agent was involved? It seems like the woman who paid you a visit wasn't the real escort. She had the procedure done to look very similar to her. She also seems to be in contact with Banny's murderer. We have a recording of their conversation. It seems probable that she tried to take advantage of your connection to the escort agency. I see. Any idea what her objective might be? Did you notice anything suspicious when you met her? Nothing comes to mind. She didn't seem particularly interested in my professional life. Did anything go missing since she invited you? It sounds like you already have a suspicion. Out with it. The fake escort talked about some data she stole, I think from you. Is that what the sniper is going to hand over at the Joris Plaza? Exactly. I don't have any relevant data at home, except on my cell, of course. Maybe she got a chance to access your cell without you noticing? I will talk about that with my superiors. I understand. Look, sir, I can't help but notice that you are dissatisfied with my decision to talk to Agent Long about your involvement. I should have called you first, or I was following the chain of command. I was following the chain of command. I was simply following the chain of command. What should I have done instead? Kept it a secret? You could have called me before talking to Agent Long. I understand. I got scolded. Neil, I admit that I could have called you first. At the time, I thought I was doing the right thing. Agent Long is my immediate supervisor, so I reported to him first. This has been a rough night for all of us. One more thing, Conrad. You didn't talk to a girl named Sheila Nowak, did you? I did. She wanted to know if you were all right. Might want to give her a call. Is she okay? Yeah, she's fine. Looks like she finally has all the money she needs to go to university. That's good to hear. We have to focus on the sniper now. The handover is taking place in less than 3 hours. Let's get down to the mission briefing. They're waiting for us. How was it talking to the two CEOs? They don't seem to like each other very much. Chief, what did you expect? Top mining guy from Jovia and top mining guy from Gara. They're probably mortal enemies. I expected them to be less open about it. You'd think that rich and influential folks would be more reserved. But the truth is, many of them are the most brazen, least classy individuals in the system. Gary, now that we're complete, let's recap what we found out so far. Our suspect goes by Diaz, but his real name seems to be Boyd. He is still at large. He shot Banny around 1:39 this morning from the top floor of Sakura Hotel. Shortly after, he was picked up by an unknown accomplice who dropped him off at the lower layers. That's when he switched to a stolen boat as his second getaway vehicle, Neil said. He docked it at Matuna Harbor where his ID was picked up at a nearby station. He then paid a woman called Zora a visit. She seems to be involved in another scheme that might be linked to our case. Earlier this week, she attacked and tied up an escort girl named Lila Clark to temporarily assume her identity. She went to see an important client in her stead and stole some data from him. The sniper convinced her to give him the stick containing that data. He will pass it on to an unknown third party at Joros Plaza at 8:30 in the morning. Gary, our plan is to intervene and catch the sniper and his associates red-handed. We are going to place plainclothes agents in the cafes and snipers on the rooftops. The operation will be overseen by Agent Kumar, the head of the response team. Conrad and I will be watching from the sidelines, ready to go in if needed. Joros Plaza is a popular place with lots of breakfast joints. It will be swarming with people. We have to be very careful not to endanger any civilians. Questions? Saito, how will we identify the sniper? Conrad has been collecting data on what he looks like. He will have to rely on that. Do we have, Young, do we have any details on the woman the sniper visited? Not really. She was surprised to see our perp. It seems like the meeting wasn't part of the original plan. We're not sure if he lied to her to get the stick, or if it's possible that he's not planning on taking, or... Sorry. Again. Gary said, we're not sure if he lied to her to get the stick. If so, it's possible that he's not planning on taking it to the handover at all. Alright then, Conrad. Go ahead and submit that sheet on what the sniper looks like. Take your time and go over all the logs and evidence again. We only have one chance to get this right. Alright? So here's the thing about the chief. In my first playthrough, I did decide not to tell Gary about it. And the chief still scolded me. He's like, you didn't follow the chain of commands. And now that I did follow the chain of command, he is... Okay. He also scolded me, so I don't know. Okay, so the perp's hair is bald. As per Ed, it was shining like a bowling ball. They probably had a cut arm. Yeah, and the beard is shaved. Bald and beard is shaved. Yeah. Because he shaved it at the thing, right? One second. At the yacht. Yeah. A sink full of bristly red hair. Looks like our guy shaved his entire beard off. Okay. So yeah, this is what we're going for. Bald, cut arm, shaved. He doesn't have his violin because he gave it to someone somewhere. That's what he said. Do you want to see? I'll just show you. Where was it? Viola. Okay, here. From Mrs. Grindle. Where was it? Violin. Yeah, where's your violin? I gave the rifle to blah blah. Okay, yeah. So he doesn't have the violin as well. So that's that. Bald, cut arm, shaved. Gary, I got the sheet from Conrad, forwarding it to Agent Kumar now. Let's get ready. Here we go. We're sticking it out. Whoa, that's a lot of people. Keep Gara pure. T minus 90 seconds. Damn, it's more crowded out there than I had expected. I don't think our snipers would get a clear shot. Let's hope we won't need them. Entrance B, nothing so far. So you can see the conversation of the entire team here. And also a camera. Switching cameras here. Which is very cool. Nice. Did I ever tell you the story of how I joined the CDI? Yeah, you saved Mayor Glover's life when you were still a policeman. I wasn't on duty that day, but when I saw that guy pull out a gun, I didn't hesitate. That's what landed me a job at the CDI. Shit, I was so nervous when the chief invited me for an interview. Nothing had gotten me that nervous again in the 15 years until today. If I don't book this guy today, someone will have to take the fall for Banny's murder, and we are the first in line. We'll find out soon enough. I've always wanted to join the CDI, and it seemed like that ship sailed already. Yet here I am, because I've always been on the side of justice. And that's why we're going to... Okay. It's going down any second now, let's focus. Okay. Don't want me to finish that? Reading that? That was your sub story. Here we go. We have the timer on here. On the top right side. Are we going out? Okay. Do I need to do anything or it's gonna happen on its own? Passenger at entrance V. Copy. Unit Beta. Go after him. So they found the match. He is headed towards the fountain. Can I get an audio feed? I'm not close enough yet. Picking up the pace. He seems to be moving towards the man sitting right ahead. They are shaking hands, very likely to be the accomplice. Alright, Beta, move in and make the arrest. Ooh, here we go. I want to see it. Get the suspect and his accomplice. Be discreet. Don't make more noise than you need to. Can I go? I want to see it go down. I think they noticed you. Oh boy. The big guy is getting up. You spooked them. Get a move on. The other guy is standing up and reaching into his pocket. Oh boy. I want to see it. Watch out. Gun. There we go. Hurry, hurry. Don't run in a straight line, guys. Just zigzag. Gary, we got them. Agent Kumar, I was going to make the arrest when the big guy jumped out of his chair. He started to make a run for it, and the other one pulled a gun on me. Luckily, I was already close enough to grab it. I think nobody got hurt. Oh, hello, Agent Kumar. Gary, excellent work. Did any of the other people running away strike you as suspicious? No, everybody only started moving when the gun discharged. Good, let's bring them in and see what they have to say. See, Conrad? Good things come to good people. Was that foreshadowing of something?
Once the adrenaline had worn off, the uncomfortable train seat and glaring sunlight were the only things stopping me from falling asleep. My implants had been injecting me with a substance keeping me alert and focused all night, and now I came crashing down hard. I seemed to remember glances from the people around me. I wondered if there was blood on my clothes, but I couldn't be bothered to check. The confrontation at Joris Plaza had been hairier than expected, but catching the sniper and his associate was a huge win. I wondered if this was the beginning of the end of the case, or just its beginning. I finally got up at my stop and left the train, only to suddenly wake up in my seat again and realize it had been a dream. I decided to stand next to the door for the rest of the ride.
Yeah. So there's no way that he's got blood on his clothes because... Was there a gunshot? Was someone wounded? I don't think so. And they have implants? What does he mean by implants? For what? Is it specific? Are the implants specific to
A cool
what you...
breeze cut into the train cart and through the haze of fatigue when the doors opened. I considered visiting Kat, suddenly feeling an urge to inhale the woody, slightly dusty air in our old apartment. Kat had filled it with what she affectionately called real things. She loved leather, cloth, paper, and plants, and hated the clean metallic surfaces at my apartment. Sometimes I did too.
What was I thinking? The implants, do each of them get implants based on what they do for a living? You know, tailored after that? Let me see. Welcome or talk to Kat, optional. Let's talk to Kat. Let's kind of bring these two tortured lovers together. Catherine. Oh, hi, Neil. What are you doing here? I just wanted to say hello. To you or to Laura? To you. Really? Who are you? It's nice to see you too. Sorry, I'm just surprised. You want coffee? No thanks. I'm actually headed to bed. I'm just coming back from work. It's been a long night. Oh, that's rough. Wait, you didn't have anything to do with that shootout that's all over the news right now, did you? Actually, I did, but it was practically over by the time I got there. Oh my god, are you okay? They wouldn't have let me go if I'd caught a bullet. You don't say. I mean, are you emotionally okay? Was I ever? Okay, I get it. You don't want to talk about it. No, it's fine. Sorry. I'm okay. Thanks for asking. What was that whole thing about? Nobody seems to know yet. Classified Banny was killed, or I can't tell you. I can't tell you. But you'll hear it on the news soon enough. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're back in one piece. I have to catch the next train if I don't want to be late for work. But if you still want to talk tonight, we can grab a drink. I'll have to head right back to HQ as soon as I'm no longer a sleep-deprived zombie. But I'd like that, once things have calmed down a little. I gotta run now. Hold on, one more thing. Laura wants to go to a party at one of her classmates' place tonight. I'm not sure if I should let her. She's only 14, but I feel like she has a hard time connecting with her peers, so this could be a good thing. What do you think? Let her go, or I wouldn't risk it? Mommy, let her go. Let her have some fun. It's very mature. Laura is very mature for her age. I'm sure she'll take care of herself. Yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't be so anxious. Although when I was 14, I was never allowed to go on sleepovers. See you, Neil. Please don't get yourself shot. But yeah, Laura is quite the mature kid. Actually, I was going to click on not let Laura go, but I panicked. So much for not feeling a time crunch. Ooh, who are you? Are you familiar? Anthony. Hey, wait a minute. Huh? I know you. You're the guy who came to our flat yesterday. You told that old scumbag to leave my sister alone. I did. That was really nice of you, man. Didn't think you uppers would help out a Saviant. She left this morning, chasing her dream. Glad I could help. I have to get home now. Have a nice day. Sure. Bawatnas blessings, man. Thanks. You too. Okay.
I got into the elevator and leaned against a wall. I was so tired in that moment that my reflex of emotional repression whenever I saw Kat didn't seem to work anymore. It hit me with an unusual clarity that, even a decade after it had ended, I hadn't ever fully let go of her. I wasn't sure what to make of it. whether to be happy or to finally push myself to it. I concluded that I would probably just go back to repressing it altogether.
Who are you, Chris Redfield? I never played I never played Resident Evil at all, but I did watch some gameplays of it, and man, was Chris Redfield so emotionally unavailable. My dear. Hey Horace, how's it going? Pet Horace, let's pet him because we did feed it. Aw, he's happy, look. So cute. Okay. No, no. We're not smoking. I kind of want to, but no. Why does he sleep so stiff? Did you notice?
Waking up in the early evening was disorienting. I sat up on my bed and allowed the memories from the previous night to pour back in. Banny's body, the hotel, Lila, the shootout. I tried to put it all in an order that made sense and got on my way back to work. A hint of the good mood that had overcome me outside of the villa returned. Once again, it stemmed from what had made me join the CDI many years ago. The feeling of doing something instead of taking a back seat and waiting for death. There was a time when a lack of purpose threatened to consume me, lurking underneath meaningless daily routines and self-doubt sabotaging everything I did.
Ouch. That
Walking
hit
among
home.
the people outside, I felt even more alienated than usual. It was like they lived in another reality. Many were just getting out of work, looking to do some shopping, meet a friend, have a drink. Maybe I would find my way back to that reality one day. I wanted to, yet at the same time hated the thought of it.
Our guy hated the, sorry, I just clicked on the shift key again. Too much. Our guy hated the mundane routine type of life, huh? Let's just read the news. The Giants are talking. By the Centrist. Article by Gustavo Trample. Dated 1840-0504. While everybody's eyes were trained on Banny and Robertson at the Trading Summit's first day, a few other notable discussions were going on in the background. Most notably, the mining giants Dan Kim of Milex and Abbott Dyson by Dyson Enterprises got together in person for the first time in their lives. The relationship is tense. While Dyson extracts the majority of Jovia's titanium, its profits are severely undercut by its status and as a colonial entity. By contrast, Milex is not only able to sell its ores directly to places like Femus and New Joran, but it also buys up titanium from companies like Dyson to resell it at a higher price. The ore prices Guerra pays us have not changed in a long time while costs steadily increased, Dyson complained in a recent interview with the Jovian Trade Journal. At this rate, we won't be able to turn any profit at all in the next few weeks. Milex CEO Kim assured that his company would critically examine the situation, but added that the margins are not that big. The idea that we exploit other mining companies based in Jovia is not based in reality. Whether anything will change between the two companies remains to be seen. However thin they want us to believe their margins to be, it is important to keep in mind that both CEOs are billionaires with a history of underpaying their workers, cutting corners, and initiating mass layoffs whenever their companies have faced financial problems in the past. Yep. Okay. Wait, I want to check something. Because earlier, I like how this is flowing very smoothly. Will I be able to access this place? Here we go. Hello, fellow citizens. We are the liberators, defenders of progress, freedom, and reason. These values have been integral to our society for centuries, but lately they have increasingly come under threat. Religious radicals calling themselves the Savian Front are aiming to establish the theocratic government on Drovia. The Savian faith is based on superstition and rejects science, to the point where it endangers the lives of everyone under its thumb. We all saw 4 decades ago today what happens when a Savian state is left to its own devices. We can't let history repeat itself. We demand President Robertson to end this madness now. Put a stop to all independent stock and reinstate full Garian rule. We remove the radical Savian Joseph Banny to get it started. If you do not start implementing measures to meet our demands, more Savian lives will be spent to protect our collective future. The Savian population on Gara will be taken hostage until the Garian population on Drovia is guaranteed its freedom. We must stand up for them if our government won't. Await our next move within 48 hours. It won't be as silent as the first one. Oh boy. Gary, Conrad, did you see that? Yeah. It was all on screens across the city. Come to the HQ immediately. Boingy, 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 boingy. Oh Lord. So it doesn't end with catching the sniper. Yeah. Neil, Gary, what are you doing out here? Thinking. Strange how the city looks the same as always, as if nothing happened. But that's a good thing, right? Liberators, ridiculous name. From whom are they liberating us? From a handful of superstitious lowers? Pathetic bullshit. Every single institution on this planet upholds the freedom of our people and their values. It's not like we're letting some religious fanatic take over the solar system. And somehow we didn't know anything about those fuckers before everybody else. One more thing we missed. At least we booked the sniper and his associate. They're both being interrogated downstairs. So far, they're not very cooperative. Do we at least know who they are? We scanned them. The sniper's a complete ghost. He got a fake ID right before he checked into that hotel. The other guy is a businessman from Drovia. His name is Abraham Gonzalez. He's the CEO of a company called Power Up. They manufacture titanium-based batteries. Both the guy and his company seem harmless, no criminal record. Strange. Why would someone from Drovia help an anti-Drovian terror organization? I have no clue. What about the woman? Any updates on her? Nothing so far, but we do have another lead. Saito is trying to find out where the announcement was broadcast from earlier. But the most important lead are those 2 douchebags in our basement. You have a way with words, Conrad. Get down there and see if you can get them to talk. Will do. Did we secure that driver the sniper tried to hand over? Yeah. And? What's on it? About that, the chief said the Attorney General seized it. She said she has to evaluate if we have the required clearance level. The AG? Are you kidding me? That's a crucial piece of evidence. We need it. I suppose they'll let us in on it soon. There's no time to waste. We have to assume the next attack is less than 48 hours away. The higher-ups know what they're doing. You think? Let it go, Conrad. Go talk to the chief yourself if you have a problem. Ah, and one more thing. There's an article about Gonzalez's company in the news today. You might want to download it and have a look. Where do I download it? Oh, here. Yeah. I was thinking about something. I forgot. Anyways. Ah, yes. So Gary told me that that Neil has a way with words. To be told that, it's kind of ironic. I don't have a way with words. I'm the most awkward person you'll meet. Anyway, Power Up battles bankruptcy. NJ Times. Report, I think this is New Joran, yeah? Report by Adam Lee, 1840-0504. It's no secret that the Drovia-based Power Up, one of the planet's most important battery producers, has been facing monetary difficulties for several months now. Technological developments over the last few years made titanium the most efficient material to build high-performance batteries, overtaking lithium and others by far when it comes to battery life and weight. However, since Drovia is a Garian colony with no economic autonomy, Power Up doesn't have the right to buy its titanium directly from the mining companies based on Drovia. The latter are forced to sell the resource to Gara, which in turn sells the titanium to all companies processing the material, including those on Drovia. In light of this development, it has become increasingly difficult for non-Garian companies to keep prices competitive. This has put Power Up, like many others, in an increasingly difficult spot. It did not come as a surprise, therefore, when its CEO and founder, Abraham Gonzalez, publicly supported the cause of the Drovian fight for independence last week. As representative of the Association of Drovian Electrics Companies, he accompanied Mr. Banny on his business trip to Gara to defend the interests of his industry during the discussions between Drovia and Gara. Okay. I'm still kind of letting that marinate in my head. That information. There's so much. Okay, so I think I need to go here. Yeah. Is there anything I missed? Sorry. Just need to check if I missed something. Nothing. Ooh, I need to talk to the chief. Let me talk to him. Why did you give the Attorney General? Attorney General, and you can rest assured that we know what we are doing. Chief, I didn't question that, but the data is one of the most important pieces of evidence we have right now. The Liberators said that their next attack will take place in 48 hours. That's pretty damn soon. We really need to take into account everything we've got if we want to catch those guys in time. I already told you that the contents of that stick won't help you find them. How can you say that? Having a better idea of your enemy's motivation is always important. And you know that. You yourself were director of the CDI for over a decade. Attorney General. Liam, please. I've got a lot on my plate right now. Well then, don't add to it by taking the stick. I don't have time to discuss this over and over again. The data is about something that happened during your time at the CDI, isn't it? What are you talking about? I looked at my cell's history and saw which folder that woman navigated to. Ooh. I don't have the access rights, but I'd really like to know what's in there. There was a lot going on in 1800. Oh, ho ho. Okay, let me be very clear, Liam. I can't work with a chief who doesn't trust my judgment and questions my orders. We've been doing this for a long time, Emilia. I deeply respect everything you have done for the Garian state, but as a CDI chief, I see it as my duty to protect all Garian citizens, and I am sure that's in your best interest as well. Attorney General, I don't have time for this now. I'll let you know what the next steps are going to be. Good evening, Agent. Freaking bureaucrats. Okay. Good evening, Chief. Agent Conrad, how can I help you? What's the AG doing here or about that data? About that data on the storage module, Gary told me we didn't have access yet. Yeah, that's correct. That makes no sense. Honestly, I don't understand why parts of the puzzle are being kept from us. It makes no sense. I agree. Listen, Conrad, I'm currently trying to find out what that data is about and why we don't get access. Don't you have a suspicion at least? You know what was on your cell when it was accessed. The data was on the CDI network, and apparently, it was something I don't normally have access to. Until I know what exactly we're looking at, I'd like to ask you to respect the chain of command. Well, you scolded me earlier for respecting the chain of command. I'm getting an important call any second. We can talk later. Alright. I have a message. I have an email. Beyond Body Enhancement Updates. Dear Mr. Conrad, an update is available for your following body enhancement: eyes plus, thighs plus, chest plus. Really? Okay, so we can do these types of modifications. Please make sure to download and install the latest firmware of our website within the next 10 days. The Beyond Body team. Oh, okay. So I also get spam mail. Neil. Hey Holloway. I've been told that our guests are eagerly awaiting me. Holloway. They sure are. I suggest you talk to Gonzalez first. It's the usual rich guy crap with him. He's going to be surrounded by lawyers in a few hours. At that point, it's going to be hard to get any more out of him. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why is it that people can just buy their way out of here? We're lucky he's from Jovia, so he doesn't have a lawyer here. Yet. But he does have a Jovian lawyer on the line right now who's going to annoy the hell out of you. He's somewhere in space and has a communication delay of about 30 seconds from what I understand. So if you want answers, you better have a strategy to make him talk quickly. Because you can be sure that lawyer's going to shoot your questions down once they reach his ears. He's also going to call you on your bluffs, so be careful. Got it. Thanks. Saito did some digging and compiled a number of documents that could be useful for your interrogation. First, he gathered some basic information on Gonzalez and put it on the pinboard over there. You can take a look at it with your AR module. Second, he pulled the list with all incoming and outgoing calls from Gonzalez's phone. I'll send that to your cell. Give it a read. And if you have any more evidence that incriminates our guy, go over it before you go in. I will. Thank you. You're welcome. Let me know when you're ready. Alright. Okay, we got the email. Call records, Abraham Gonzalez. Okay, so if we check the log from the hotel, the one where we interrogated the lady staying at the hotel below the room where the sniper was shot the thing. One second. Here we go. Mrs. Norton. You can see here that, yeah, but I heard him take a phone call in the corridor earlier around 11 o'clock. So he got a call at 11 o'clock, and we can see here that there's a call, anonymous incoming call as well. So that should be him. That should be the guy. That should be Boyd, the suspect, the sniper, calling Holloway. No, Holloway, Abraham Richard Kenneth Gonzalez. Wow, that's a long name. Okay, date of birth 1790, place of birth New Joran, civil status single, faith Savient. Is it Savient? Place of residence Jovia Sector 1 since 1830. This is Savient, okay. Formation: degree in engineering at New Jordan Elite University, Piston College for Engineering and Business. This was in 1810. 1815 to 1820, he was a trainee on Drovia. 1820, he started Power Up, Foundation of Power Up. D grant from Young Founders. Okay. Since then, CEO of Power Up. Alright. Please have mercy. Okay. So why does someone who is also a Saviant and is from Drovia, what does he need with a stick? And why? Okay. I think that's all I need, really. Okay, let me do this. So, you ready? Yes or no? Yes. I am. Alright, I'll unlock the door. Good luck. Hello, Mr. Gonzalez. I'm Agent Conrad. I already talked to your colleagues. I didn't do anything illegal. You don't have the right to keep me here. I'm a citizen of Drovia and you have no evidence against me. So this is the lawyer here on the screen. We could keep you here for 24 hours even if we didn't have evidence, but we do. Let's start with your associate. What do you know about Boyd and the data he brought you? He's not my associate. I didn't even know he was called Boyd. Listen, Mr. Gonzalez, you'll be acquitted if you talk, or I know you had a call with him last night. I know you had a phone call with him last night. We have Boyd on record talking about the handover of some data storage module at Joros Plaza. He explicitly said that he called the person he was going to meet at 11 last night. You have an incoming call at that exact time from an anonymous number. And you did show up to the meeting at Joros Plaza this morning. All this proves beyond a reasonable doubt that you have worked with Banny's murderer. Okay, listen. I got paid to fetch the stick. I was just following instructions. I had no idea who I was meeting with, and I still don't know what's on that stick. Lawyer. Good evening, Agent Conrad. My name is Jim Miller. I am Mr. Gonzalez's lawyer. Nice to meet you. A team of legal professionals is on its way to advise my client. That's a long way. It's gonna take them a while. Until then, he won't answer any of your questions. Who paid you? You heard my lawyer. I'm not supposed to talk to you before my legal team arrives. Listen, Mr. Gonzalez, I've heard that your company needs strontium titanium, your company needs Garian lithium. You'll be acquitted if you talk. Your company needs Drovian titanium. You support Drovian independence. You publicly stated your support for the Drovian fight for independence. So I'd actually be surprised if you were involved in Banny's assassination. You have the opposite of a motive. Yet here we are, but you still have a chance to clear your name. If you help us crack the case, the public might never learn about your connection to Banny's murderer. Shit, I told you I didn't know anything. I was contacted anonymously a few weeks ago, shortly after I booked my flight to Gera. I was told to pick up a storage module here and send its content out on my way back home. Send it where? They were going to contact me. I have no means of reaching them. Who are they? I really, truly don't know. The person who contacted me spoke Drovian. That's all I can say. Wait, so whoever put you up to this is Drovian? Why would they work for an anti-Drovian terror group? I don't know. But I'm 100% sure they were from Drovia. I got paid to do it and not ask questions. My company really needs a cash injection right now. Mr. Gonzalez, I urge you to stop answering questions before your legal team arrives. You are complicating things for yourself and for us. My God, calm down. It's not like I've said anything that incriminates me. But he's right. I'll wait for my legal team to arrive. Fine. Did I do that right? Did I do that? Did I do it correctly? So, how did it go? He doesn't seem to know much, which in itself is interesting. Well, it's more than nothing. Good luck with the other one. He's a tough nut to crack. He hasn't said a single word yet. Not sure if he has an emotional reaction to anything. We know nothing about the guy. He's a complete ghost. If you have any evidence that could be useful, though, you should go over it before you talk to him. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. You know that he has a cut. I also know his name. And I also know that he has a connection to a girl named Zora. Okay, I don't really have much to go with aside from the call that he had and this kind of recording of the conversation by Mrs. Grindle and the his physical description and stuff. So, news. Is there something in the news? I don't think so. Okay. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm a great detective, aren't I? I'm just gonna go with my gut. Are you ready? Yes. Let's see. Alright, I'll unlock the door. Good luck. Let's see. This might be my first failure here. Talk to Boyd. Hello, Mr. Boyd? Do you have a last name, or is that your last name? Alright, Mr. Boyd, then. I'm Agent Conrad. You made quite a mess out there. Shooting Joseph Banny puts you at the top of our most wanted list overnight. Your friends just announced their next big project, and you're uniquely qualified to help us get ahead of it. What do you know about the Liberators' plans? Okay, how about this? Ask about the Liberators or ask about Zora? Oh shoot, ask about Zora. What's Zora's role in all of this? Zora? That's right, Zora, the woman you met last night. I don't know any Zora. But I know you do. Did you ever meet before last night, or why did you take that data stick from her? Why did you take that stick from her? You told her there was a change of plans she didn't know about. Was that true? Or did you trick her into giving you the data? Did you want it for yourself? Or did you want to protect her by going to the handover in her stead? You two seem to care about each other. So I'm sure you want to know how she's doing. How about this? I'll tell you what I know about her, and you tell me what you know about the Liberators. You go first. Alright. You'll be happy to hear that we don't know her whereabouts. She wasn't at Joris Plaza when we got to you, and for all we know, she's leading a happy, criminal existence. It's your turn. Who's behind the Liberators? I don't know. I've never met them. They just paid me. Who paid you? I answered your question. Fair enough. Well, this was fun. Let's do it again sometime. Okay. We didn't get much, but at least we got him to talk. It's always good to pull on the heartstrings with a woman. Oh, where's Saito, by the way? Saito, I think he is over here. Yep. Evening, Neil. Hey Saito, how's it going? I'm not going to lie, that video was a little upsetting. I mean, I know that my religion is strange to some people on Guerra, but an anti-Savian terror group? That's something else. Should I be worried about wearing my scarf in public now? Neil, I think those people are idiots, and I'm sure the vast majority of Garians agree with me. I know. Hey, I also have some good news. I found out where the Liberators video was broadcast from. It's a company called AdSpot. They own most of the billboards in the city. You want an ad played? You go to them. I took a shot in the dark and checked ongoing police operators in the center. And what do you know? Someone at AdSpot made an emergency call last night. Apparently, an intruder first forced their way into their server room and gained access to a computer. I made contact with the local police department. They sent two officers to secure the scene and are waiting for you to come have a look. Fast as lightning, Saito. Great work. Well done. Conrad and I will go to AdSpot and have a look around. We really need to get ahead of this one and prevent another attack. Why don't you follow up on some leads while we're gone? Trace the perp's payment to the hotel as well as the mysterious transaction to the escort. And maybe we can find out where the sniper's accomplice got her face changed. Conrad, I'm taking off from the roof. Want to hitch a ride? You know I don't. He doesn't like flying. Okay. Was worth a try. Meet you at AdSpot then. I need some fresh air. I'll come with you, Gary, said Saito. Okay. So so I think our protagonist here likes his feet to be touching the ground. He's more comfortable that way. Alright. I understand. My mom is like that too. She hates flying. Like she always asks because I when I was flying to and from the Middle East, like she would ask, how is it? How is it flying for long hours? I'm like, it's okay. Once you're in the stable height of the plane, like you're just cruising, it's fine. You don't really feel anything. Well, except for the turbulence, of
During
course.
the train ride, every screen in the city had been playing news reports about the Liberators' announcement. They were the first violent domestic terror group with a political motive in recent Garian history. But there was something else that struck me about them. This wasn't the usual MO of a conservative group trying to maintain the status quo. It felt much more like revolutionaries hoping to effect change by resorting to drastic measures.
True. There's still no news about Banny's death. Okay, not supposed to go there. Where am I? Where am I gonna go? Oh, okay, I need to go down. Sorry. Oh, here we go. You just... Why does the highlight... Whenever I jump on the train, I think the highlight mode is removed. It's deactivated. There is a lot more glass lying outside than inside. You know what that means. Officer Wong, and he seems pretty nervous about his boss. Gary, hey Conrad, this is Officer Wong, my colleague near Conrad. Thank you for filling me in, officer. We'll take it from here. Conrad, the security guard who called the police is still inside. Let's go talk to him. He works for a security firm called Cox that was contracted by AdSpot to monitor their offices that night. I already informed their CEO, Albert Cox, about the intrusion, or rather his secretary. She told me that he's been at a business meal since 17:30, which is 5:30 p.m. But she said she's asking him to return to the office for questioning soon. First, let's hear what the guard has to say. Brown, I'm not panicking. You're being careless. I want you to promise me that you stay at home today, okay? Oh, the officers are here. I'll call you back later. Neil, good evening, Mr. Brown. We need to ask you a few questions. Brown, officers, I really don't understand how it happened. I was just getting coffee in here and then... I can't have an eye on all the rooms at the same time, right? It wasn't my fault. Calm down, sir. We're not accusing you of anything. My boss won't be happy at all when he hears about this. Gary, could you tell us what happened from the start? The broadcast began at around 6 p.m. Where were you at the time? As I said, I had left my post at the front desk for a short break and was having coffee in here. I heard the sound of shattering glass and I ran looking for the noise. When I arrived in the server room, I saw the broken window and the video playing on screen. I stopped the broadcast as quickly as I could. It all just took a few seconds. Hold on. They managed to climb in, log into the computer, and start that video within a few seconds? It seems that way. Did you see anyone when you entered the server room? No, it was empty. I went to look outside, but they were already gone. So, to be clear, the video could have played for a few seconds? No more than 10. And if you stopped it there, it immediately stops everywhere? Yeah, the screens across the city just mirror the ones in here. Look, my boss will say it's all my fault, but I swear to you, Gary. Okay, thank you. That's all for now. Conrad, I'm sending you a sheet to your cell. Have a look around and see if you can find out who started that broadcast. Okay. Let's talk to him first. Excuse me, Mr. Brown. Anything else you want to know? About your relationship with your boss or about tonight? About tonight. Did you leave the building at any time? Only one time, when I went looking for the intruder and I came right back. Did anyone enter the building except for you? Just me and whoever started the broadcast. Can I go home soon? My wife's a Savian, and after that video today, I'm afraid you'll have to stay a little longer and help us find the people behind all this. I'd feel better if I was with her. Called her earlier and told her to stay at home, but she wouldn't listen. I see. Anything else you want to know about your relationship with your boss? Honestly, I can't say he likes me. I think he's been looking for a reason to fire me for a while. I think I only got the job because one of his top men vouched for me. I see. That's all for now. Is there anything in here I need to check? Okay, none. There we go. Now I want to check this. Okay. Hey Saito, could you do me a favor? Of course, shoot. There's a presence sensor at the entrance of AdSpot's server room. Any chance you can pull its data from around the time the broadcast was started? Give me a sec, I'll check. I got access, but the sensor doesn't store any names. However, I could provide you with a list of every time someone passed through that door around 18 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Great, that would be helpful. Alright, sending it to you now. Remember that the sensor reacts every time someone uses the door, no matter if they're going in or out. Gotcha. Talk to you later. Okay. In or out. This must be the computer they used to broadcast the video. It looks like someone smashed the server room window. So the window has been smashed from the inside. Let's go. One sec. Let's go outside. Let's check if there's something here. Here we go. Security information. This is an AFIS A420 door card scanner. People are logged every time they pass through the door. This model doesn't distinguish people entering or leaving the building. Time records from... Okay. So we have... So I guess this is this one here. This is when what's his name? Mr. Brown came in. Then this is the perpetrator. And then this is also the perpetrator, and then this is Mr. Brown. So let me just check. Okay. Let me see the email from... AdSpot presence detector by Saito. List of presence detector entries. Okay. AdSpot facility, LV Business Center. 1756, 1801, then 1802. The information in this message is sensitive and exclusively reserved for cleared agents of the states copying or transferring files is forbidden. Okay, let me just check this one. Only one time when I went looking for the intruder and I came right back. Got another. Dating Elite. Neil, a new message is waiting for you on Dating Elite. Make sure to check it soon. Dating Elite. Neil, you're swiping right? Okay, let me just clear my head a bit. So is that all? Is that all the information that I get? Or do I go to Brown? Yeah, I go to him. Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Brown. Anything else you want to know about those door cards? I saw that you use a door card to enter and exit the building. Yeah, Cox Security has 2 door cards for ad spot. This one and another one in the locker at our office. Only our boss, me, and the other guard assigned to ad spot can open it. They're not personalized or anything. We just grab one at the HQ before we come here. Who is the other guard? His name's James Moore. He's been working for the boss for a long time. We alternate shifts here at AdSpot. Today's my turn. I see. That's all for now. Submit the sheet. Well, Cox... One second. Sheet. Okay, it was started by Brown, Chen, Moore. Who is Chen? Moore. The thing is, it can't be Cox because in the earlier, yeah, he's been at the business meal since 1730 and he's on his way back. So it can't be him. Can't be Brown. Why can't it be Brown? Is there anything else I'm missing? Two door cards, the other in the locker at our office. So it can only be the other guard because Cox wouldn't have access to the locker at the office. At the security office, right? Because it says, one sec, where am I? Here. Yeah, Cox Security. Ah, Jim Chen, CEO of AdSpot. Okay. Ah, so that's Chen, yeah. Cox Security Services, so this is it. So another Cox Security Services card was used, which is not Brown. Okay. Because he said it's not Brown because he said he's getting coffee in the room where we are interrogating him. Then he heard a noise outside, which checks out because, one sec, if you look at the door here, so this is him, this is Brown logging in, and then this is the other guy coming in, this is the other guy coming out after 802, and then this is Brown following after the guy. So yeah, who else will have access to the extra Cox Services key aside from James Moore? Alright. Talk to Gary. Am I right? Neil, I took a look at the broken window. There is a lot more glass lying outside than inside. I'm pretty sure that it was smashed from the inside, not the outside. You're saying they broke the window to get out, not in? Exactly. I think that whatever started the broadcast walked in through the front door and played the video, smashed the window, climbed through it, and run away. Why break the window at all then? Probably to conceal the real way they got in. If our perp entered through the front door, they must possess an ad spot door card. That leaves us with a limited circle of suspects apart from the employees of AdSpot. Three people from Cox Security have access to door cards as well: Cox himself, Brown, and his colleague Moore. Moore works here as well. He and Brown takes turns in surveilling the facility. Any idea which of them started the video? Yeah, someone with a Cox Security door card entered the building at 17:55, shortly before the broadcast began. It can't have been Brown. He passed by the door 3 times since he arrived, which places him inside. Couldn't he have climbed back in through the broken window to avoid the scanner at the door? No, that's evident from the data at the server room door. Saito pulled it for me. There's another scanner there. Only 2 other people have access to Cox door cards: James Moore and their boss. Cox has been at the business meal since 17:30, so Moore is the only suspect left. Good work, Conrad. I'll send a unit to arrest him immediately. You and I should pay his boss a visit and see what he has to say. Should be back at his office by now. I'll send you Cox's address. Get to the train. I'll meet you there. Roger that. Okay. I wonder what will happen if I choose the opposite choices. If I choose the wrong culprit or something. What will be the repercussions? Hey, Saito. Neil, good news. I managed to crack the cell of that businessman, Abraham Gonzalez. I found a deleted messages that is extremely interesting. Seems like someone hired him to fetch the data module on Guerra. And here's the kicker. The message was sent from the Mercurius network. The what now? The Mercurius network is only accessible to really big companies. They have to be publicly traded and count more than 10,000 employees. What's more, the message was sent via a highly encrypted channel of the network. Those are exclusively accessible to high-ranking executives. That means that whoever sent this message to Gonzalez is someone high up at a big company? Not just high up, it practically has to be the CEO. Good job, Saito. Sounds like a solid lead. I'll forward you the message and a list of companies in the solar system that match the criteria. I'm also opening a sheet about who is behind the Liberators. Oh, and one more thing. I also managed to extract a message from the sniper cell. Looks like he sent it to the woman who stole the data from our chief. You might want to have a look at that as well. I'll forward it to your cell. Copy that. Talk to you later. Alright, everyone, editing D over here, so I am recording this outro separately because I lost track of time while I was playing. I had to step away a few times during the entire game, and this video is now running a little too long, which is an understatement because it's over an hour. So if you made it to the end of this video or any of the other videos that I have that are close to an hour or over an hour or even 5 to 6 hours, you know what I'm talking about. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for making time for this video that I made. The next Lacuna episode should be coming up, so if you're up for another hour of gameplay, then go ahead. But if not, it's fine. Either way, I appreciate you very much. So have a good rest of your day, rest of your night. Take care out there, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye!